We're live, right? Yep. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Rick Dixon, Director of Athletics at Tulane, and my pleasure to welcome everyone here today. This is a great day for New Orleans, and we're all extremely excited and thrilled for the return of the Final Four to what we think is the best Final Four city in the country. And it's been a while since 2003, but 12 seems just about right. And we're extremely excited again for, I guess today I would tell you that it tickled to death about the news that we've seen over the last week. I want to recognize Jim Miller and UNO and their successful effort to land the women's Final Four here. Thanks for joining us, Jim. And I think this is just another day of continued good news for us all. The folks you see standing here behind me, represent a great team. And I'll go back about 20 months or so ago when I first got looped into this process. Goes back to the Atlanta's 2007 Final Four, and when the pre-bidding process began. And it was really at that point that I realized the scope and magnitude, not just of the Final Four, but what the Final Four itself was becoming. Because the Final Four, as we've all known it here in New Orleans, and really up until this point, is changing. And it's changing forever going forward. These events are coming in, I guess, akin to a Super Bowl. For an entire week, a community will absolutely be a home for the biggest sporting event in the world. And we think nobody can do it better than New Orleans. So the group here behind me, as we looked at putting together a team, each and every one of them contributed magnificently to this. I think like any good coach is you surround yourself with a great team, and I've got a great team. And I'm very proud of all of them. Guys, gals, thank you. Douglas. But I think too, what it's a testament to is, and I hope maybe a good example and model to the rest of our community, is this is how we rebuild ourselves. It's not one by one, but it's by coming together. And that's what this group did. We came together, put all of our day hats aside, and joined with one common goal, and that's to do what's best for our community. And so we're extremely proud, again, of the announcement today. I want to recognize people out here to my right. There's two, actually, that were instrumental in getting us together and making sure that every one of our publications, our bid, videos, everything we did to represent New Orleans' interests. But Sam Joffrey, Vice President from the Sports Foundation. And our own homegrown greenie, Debbie Grant, Vice President of Communications for Tulane. And in between, our constant, always kept us up and on point, and our team cheerleader and an instrumental part of this, Mary Beth Romig. Mary Beth? So now you'll meet as we go forward here our entire LOC, which is about 75 strong. Today I'm going to introduce to you the team behind me that really made this happen, and that's our executive committee of our LOC. First, starting with our chair, and in selecting our chair, we wanted someone, in talking with Scott, when we really rolled this out of Scott, here's my plan, is this needs to be, Tulane needs to take the lead, and we need to be the facilitator that pulls the community together. And in doing so, I've got to have a executive director and a chair of our committee. And the first name that came out of his mouth to do that was the gentleman behind me, John Kerner. I said behind me. John's, as most know, the former chair of the Tulane Board of Administrators, lifelong New Orleanian, and very successful businessman here in the community. But as we said in Indianapolis, the most important and significant thing, he's the reigning king of Rex. So we've got him. And starting over here, somebody that's had great experience in hosting Final Fours here, and we're fortunate to have, I think, without question, the best director of managing events and venues. And a key part of this for us were the great improvements made in our key and core venues in this, in both the Dome and the arena, that will both be part of this. And that's the VP, Executive VP of SMG, Doug Thornton. Thank you, Doug. Another critical part, in fact, we heard it mentioned in the national call today, was the fact that, the largest sports organization in our community was first part of this team, but also such a huge advocate of landing this event. And the fact that as part of our executive team that Mr. Benson and Rita committed and were fortunate to lend us their expertise, and Ben Hales, who's been an part of this executive committee throughout all of our planning, presentations, all of it. But the fact that our key venue's largest single rights holder has been part of this was very critical in terms of our presentation. Welcome, Ben Hales. And certainly, along with Doug, probably the next person in the community that has the most experience in hosting, facilitating these type of events is the one that you all know, and team certainly with Jim and UNO to do exactly that for the women's Final Four, but it's been an important part of our executive team, and Jay Cicero with the New Orleans Sports Foundation. We've got directly behind me that you all know is the chair of our city council and longtime advocate of the whole sports industry in New Orleans, and again participated in all aspects of our presentation, our site visit here, and that's Arnie Felco. Arnie, thank you. And like Ben, what Ben represents in the Saints, the same thing, the gentleman to my left, the executive director of the Sugar Bowl, Paul Houlihan, their participation from day one, being part of this executive team, and huge, really national respect that organization that it carries around the country was a huge part of this. When Paul was in the room with us, whether it was here in New Orleans or Indianapolis at any point, there was instant recognition of that achievement and respect. And so that, along with the Saints, probably are the two biggest new additions but significant contributions to this successful venture we've had. Thank you, Paul Houlihan. And to my left, who represents kind of a culmination of all these community services from the convention and tourism side of this, and I want certainly for the media here to take very, very close scrutiny of his tie today, but he was a huge asset, again, in all aspects of it, and been a great team player and a great representative for us, and I can introduce him as the newest Tulanean, Steve Perry.